Hello everyone, Shinto Bean here playing some more Warhammer combat cards. And the annual Skulls event has returned, so I'm going to be covering that with a couple videos. There's some pretty exciting stuff happening over the course of the next week. So in this video, we'll take a quick look at the new Warlord for Chaos. We'll go over an overview of all of the events coming up. And I've also got a reward code. So let's start off with the code because, that's what people tend to be most interested in. So if you enter Skulls25 into the game, you will get 888 coins, 88 plasma, and a whole bunch of, it looks like, corn cards. And looks like I managed to pull a legendary there, as well as 3 epics. And, ooh, nice. Lord Invocatus. Still need 3 copies before he starts to get good with that melee upgrade. And we got a few wild cards as well. Okay, not bad. Now if we go over to the shop, we can see the new Warlord, and this is Angron, the Red Angel. That is very painful to look at right there, but yeah, a bit of a glitch there on the back. Can't see the back of the card yet. But yeah, he's got Furious Charge and Regeneration for his traits. He is the only Supreme Commander that only has 1 attack type at the moment. Melee only. He starts off at 88 melee, but at max level going up to 248 melee and 420 health. His special rule looks super fun. Each time a friendly card makes a melee attack, increase its melee damage by 20%, and that occurs before the attack takes place. It also triggers on traits like Furious Charge and Death Blow. And then the second part of the special rule is when Angron would be killed for the first time, like when he takes lethal damage, he instead heals for 10% for every card destroyed in melee. So if you destroy 8 enemies, you get the maximum of 80% of his health, and I believe that's 80. Yeah, that's 80% of his base health, whatever that is at that level. Now here it says it instead heals, but I think in the blog it said that he can still be killed if there's a big enough attack. So I'm not sure if it still takes damage after the healing. I guess we'll have to check that out. Don't have access to Angron at the moment, but in the next campaign, we will be able to play as him at certain levels, so we'll see him in action in the next one. Now if we go over to the campaign tab, we see lots of mission rewards. Currently, you can get 1 copy of the legendary old version of Abaddon. The first campaign features Supreme Commander Abaddon. You're able to play as him on levels like 5, 10, 15, 20, I think. So we'll be playing a match there, and here is the next one with Angron. But let's go over to the developer blog and take a look at the whole event. They've done a really nice job with the website here. So a quick overview, Arcs of Omen, we've got 5 unique campaigns, each with its own twist. We've got daily missions. I believe these are the ones in the campaign tab where you can earn new cards. A new type of Blood-Forged Victory Pack, which are filled with Chaos cards. We've got daily giveaways, Supreme Commander Angron. We also have a community goal. They did this before, where they tally all the kills earned by every player across the game. And if we reach the goal, then everyone gets a bunch of new cards, plasma, and coins. They did the same thing last year, I think, and if I remember correctly, it was actually pretty close. I was afraid we might not reach the goal. We did end up getting it, so hopefully we can do it again this year. They also show the new cards here. Here we go. So here's a visual overview of all the events and when each one will be taking place. Starting from May 22nd all the way until June 2nd. Now back to the game. I'm going to just play a match here. It's only level 7, so still pretty early in this exploration campaign. For the modifiers, everything's at max level. 400 points, Aura of Rage, increasing the melee attack. But I want to play as Skulltaker because he got a massive buff this season. He now has Deadshot as his secondary trait, so he can focus down the enemy Warlord. So that's real nice, and some of the Khorne bodyguards also got a pretty significant buff. So Karn the Betrayer got a big melee buff. Karanak does way more damage now. He has a few more points, and I think those are the only 2 cards that got buffed that I'm running in this 400 point deck. There are others that would be worth running in like ranked mode. But I've got some fun stuff in this one. So we've got the Bloodthirster, of course. I've got Scarbrand, the Brass Scorpion, which is just crazy. Lord Invocatus. We got the Bloodmaster with Inspiring Presence, and just for the last couple points, the Bloodletter. So a whole lot of blood. It's a pretty fun deck. Let's go ahead and deploy, and we'll see it in action. And we are up against Greyfax. And she's only getting a 15% boost. We'll kick things off with Scarbrand, I guess. I don't think Scarbrand is really that great. Let's see, with Inspiring Presence, he does do 244 damage. But, I mean, he can get pretty much one-shot by that Land Raider there. We'll see if we can take that thing out first. We'll drop Karn. And the Land Raider, yeah, after the 15% buff, 159 range. That's pretty scary. Okay, got a Deathblow dude in the center, and we'll go with Invocatus. Yeah, I think we'll drop Lord Invocatus. We do have the initiative, so we'll be going first. I think we should be able to take out the... Well, we'll do some good damage here for sure. Okay, took that guy out. That's a huge Deathblow right there. And Scarbrand gets one tick of Berserk. We also got the Outflank, increasing our melee to 20%. So yeah, that should definitely be enough to knock out that Land Raider on the first turn. 314 damage from Scarbrand. Another 200 from Karn. Another Deathblow going off from Ragnar Blackmane. So he did take quite a bit of damage in return. And let's see what they drop next. Yeah, they got a mix of different factions here. We got, that's a new one, the Fire Dragon Exarch with Big Game Hunter. That's going to do a lot of damage, actually. 124 increase to 217. Got a Barrage attack, knocking out 2 cards there. The Decapitation takes out that guy, but then the Repulsor Executioner finishes off Scarbrand. So, yeah, they didn't last too long there. Alright, we'll drop our Bloodthirster here. They got an Outflank. Well, we'll answer that Outflank with Karanak. I think we'll go this way. That thing has a lot of health, this Landspeeder Tornado. 277 health, really. Well, the Brass Scorpion should be able to handle it. Maybe I should have put that in the center, actually, but that's such a massive amount of damage. That's not even... That's like without Inspiring Presence, too. Alright, so we'll easily take these guys down. Decapitation finishing off the Eldari. And here comes Greyfax. And yeah, we'll see which attack type they go for. They're going ranged. And we'll be able to finish them off on this next turn. Boom. Alright. Gotta love Skull Taker. I just love going melee with Chaos. They have so many really strong cards. We'll go ahead and, you know, let's just do one more. Level 8. Let's see what we're up against. I believe all the enemy warlords is randomized. This time we're up against Lieutenant Tomeron. And once again, we barely have the initiative, so we'll be going first. Let's drop the Brass Scorpion first. This time. And we'll go with Bloodthirster. Okay, the Incarn. That's a pretty strong card there. Inspiring Presence. Okay. We'll drop the Bloodmaster over here. See if they move things around or not. Okay, good. Well, they got some pretty strong stuff here. 282 damage, Furious Charge from the Scorpion, but this thing is going to come back at full health, which is going to be pretty painful. And yeah, we don't have enough to finish off the other guys, so actually they're going to be hitting back real hard, even though they're not getting buffed by Tomeron's special rule. Still doing tons of damage here. And we'll see what they go for on the next turn. They are going ranged, so they do take out the Bloodmaster. We lose the Inspiring Presence. And we're about to get hit by a really big death blow from Bayard's Revenge. Let's go with Scarbrand. We'll bring out Scarbrand again. Alright, we are getting a little bit of a buff each turn to the melee attack. 300 damage? Ah, so close. So close. We're just, like, what, 10 damage away from decapitating the Angron, but it does survive. Hits back for 156. Whoa, okay, bring out the big guns now. They've got a Blue Devil, which does get a little bit buff. A massive buff to the ranged attack, 52% more, and that's 330 damage. And wow. Death Blow, though, knocks out the other guys. So good job, Bloodthirster. Scarbrand almost died in one turn. That seems to happen quite a lot, actually. Scarbrand does not last very long, typically, in my experience. We'll see if we can keep him on the board here. Got a Sentinel. That thing's not too strong, but some pretty big buffs to the ranged attack coming in. The outflank is nice to mitigate that a little bit. 368 damage from Scarbrand, though. Over 400 from the Scorpion. That thing's getting real big. I think it might actually go down to Tolmaron's Furious Charge, which means I think the game's just going to end right here on their turn, because that Death Blow is going to just go off. Yep, so there it is. Boom. Takes him down. Unfortunately, we did not get to deploy Skull Taker and see the dead shot, but I did come into play on one previous level, and yeah, let me just say, it's very handy. If you put down, like, Skull Taker first and then put down another bodyguard with Furious Charge, then that Furious Charge will go into the enemy Warlord, which is a nice little combo there. Still, if the enemy's running lots of shields and stuff, you could have some trouble. In that case, I think Supreme Commander Abaddon is the stronger choice, just because of the massive melee buffs. Fulgrim is also pretty good if you have that guy. So yeah, some fun stuff here though. I hope you enjoy this year's Skulls event. That's it for this one. Thanks for watching, and I will see you next time.